Hello and welcome to our video about gerunds and infinitives. We are from C class, group 3. And before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is DEWA MARCELINO with my student ID number 200-856-1048. So, gerunds and infinitive can replace a noun in a sentence. So, gerunds basically means the present participle or ing form of the verb. For example, singing, dancing, and running. So, infinitive means to followed by the base form of the verb. For example, to sing, to dance, and to run. Next up, we have verb followed by gerund. So, the gerund can be used as the subject, the complement, or the object of a sentence. So, as the example, reading helps you improve your vocabulary. So, the gerund of the sentence is used as the subject. And the second example, we have her favorite hobby is reading. So, in this sentence, we can see that the gerund is used as the complement in the sentence. So, and the last one, the third one, I enjoy reading, and we can see that the gerund in the sentence used as an object, and a gerund are made negative by adding not before putting the gerund. So, for example, the best thing for your health is not drinking. And now we have an exercise. So, for the exercise, we need to fill up the blank. So, for the first one, we have mind and open. So, would you mind blank the window? So, for the answer, would you mind opening the window? For the second one, we have consider and go. So, I'm to Hawaii. So, the answer is I'm considering going to Hawaii. And the third one, we have stop and ring. So, it stopped a few minutes ago. So the answer is it stopped raining a few minutes ago. And I think that's it about verb followed by gerund. The next part of the chapter will be explained by my friend. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Yulia Dewi. My name is 088. Well, here I will explain how to use the go plus verb ing and the verb plus infinitive. Go plus ing. Go is followed by the grid is certain idiomatic experience about activity. This is the literature about how we should go plus verb ing in the English. Ing is suffix in English. It's also explained if something in just process or ongoing, its suffix is characteristic from present continuous tense. Common expression with go plus ing: go dancing, go running, go shopping, go skydiving, go swimming. But I only spend over the new words. But actually, there are many other words. Example, did you go swimming yesterday? Go swim and plus ing. Go swimming yesterday. I went swimming last week. I went verb 2 swimming ing. Swim ing last week. I went swimming last week. Rika has not gone hiking in years. Rika has not gone hiking in yesterday. Example, Donnie Hubble goes to the beach. She spent hours in the water. What does she like to do? And she likes to go swimming. Bobby likes to take long walks in the woods. What does Bobby like to do? He likes to go hiking. There is not the between go and the green. It's the knowledge. Next, verb and infinitive. Some verbs are followed by an infinitive to plus the simple form of the verb. Negative, not plus infinitive. Common verb followed by infinitive: want, need, decide, seem, upright, apprehension, forget, running. Example: bought a friend to lend me some money. I have decided to buy a new car. I have decided not to keep my old car. I have decided not to keep my old I have decided not to keep my old car for not plus infinitive. Budi decided to continue his study. Example: I planning to visit Chicago next week but we can also use it to go to or to fly to.
Well, hello again, and right now I'm going to explain to you guys about verb followed by gerund or infinitive. So basically, some verbs are followed by either a gerund or an infinitive, so there is no difference in any meaning. So for example, it began raining and it began to rain. So sentence A and sentence B have the same meaning. Okay, so we're gonna move on to exercise. So for the exercise, we need to make a sentence with gerund and infinitive. So for number 1, we have start and snow around midnight. So for the gerund sentence, we have it starts snowing around midnight, and the infinitive sentence, we have it starts to snow around midnight. For the second one, number 2, we have hate and clean my bathroom. So for the gerund one, I hate cleaning my bathroom, and for the infinitive one, so I hate to clean my bathroom. And for the third one, the last one, began and learn Chinese. So for the gerund sentence, the answer is I began learning Chinese. And for the infinitive sentence, it began to learn Chinese. And I think it's all about verb followed by gerund and infinitive. And again, for the next part of the chapter will be explained by my friend.
Hello, my name is PUSPADEVI ANGGOTRA, name 008, and I will be explaining about preposition plus gerund. So first of all, what is preposition? Preposition is a word used to link nouns, pronouns, or phrase to the other words within a sentence. Preposition usually used in front of a noun, but in some cases, preposition also used in front of gerund verbs. These are common expressions with preposition followed by gerunds. So I recommend you guys to remember all of these because it will be help you to answer the question in the future. And the bold words here is the preposition. First of all, there is be afraid of, apologize for, dream about, believe in, be excited about, feel like, forgive, ask for, ask here for someone. So forgive someone for, be good at, insist on, be interested in, look forward to, be nervous about, plan on, be responsible about, and stop someone from, thank someone from, be tired of, worry about, or be worried about. Important note, do not follow preposition with infinitives. Noun clauses come after preposition. When you put a verb after it, the verb must be a gerund. Then, a verb can act as the noun. Gerund after preposition can stand alone. The example, the first one, after having her dinner, she cleaned the dishes. After is the preposition and having is the gerund, so there is no adjective, noun, or verbs before it. Next, there is in spite of failing the test, he didn't give up. So of here is the preposition and failing is the gerund. Next, gerund after adjective plus preposition. Example, are you afraid of walking alone in the crowd? So afraid here is the adjective, of is the preposition, and walking is gerund. Second one is, Joy is disappointed about finding Justin cheat on her. Disappointed here is the adjective, about is the preposition, and finding is the gerund. Gerund after noun plus preposition. The example, the first one, what is the advantage of exercising? Advantage here is a noun, of is the preposition, exercising is the gerund. And the second one, Mark has difficulty in solving math problem. Difficulty is the noun, and in is the preposition, solving is the gerund. Next, there is gerund after verb plus preposition. The examples, first of all, I apologize for being late. Apologize here is the verb, for is the preposition, being is the gerund. And next, Chris believe in telling the truth no matter what. Believe here is the verb, and in is the preposition, telling is the gerund. Now we have the exercise. Use the verb in parentheses. Complete the sentence with preposition and gerund. The first question, Fred is nervous, blank meet blank his girlfriend's parents for the first time. The answer is, Fred is nervous about meeting his girlfriend's parents for the first time. Nervous here is followed by about. Why? Because at the beginning I already said common expression that followed by preposition plus gerund, and nervous there is followed by about and gerund. After that, number 2, I'm too tired to cook, but I hadn't planned blank it blank out tonight. So the answer is, I'm too tired to cook, but I hadn't planned on eating out tonight. Plan is followed by on plus gerund. Number 3, why do you constantly worry blank please blank your parents? The answer is, why do you constantly worry about pleasing your parents? Worry is followed by about plus gerund. And after that, number 4, I don't know how to thank you blank help blank me. The answer is, I don't know how to thank you for helping me. Thank someone is followed by for and gerund. Number 5, are you interested blank go blank to a concert? The answer is, are you interested in going to a concert? Interested is followed by in plus gerund. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tristan KUSUMA with name 053. I'm going to be explaining on how to use by and with plus gerunds, how to use gerunds as subjects, and also how to use it plus infinitives. First, using by and gerunds to express how something is done. By plus a gerund is used to express how something is done. A method of doing something can be expressed with the prepositional phrase that includes by plus a gerund or gerunds. The preposition phrase is an adjunct to the main clause. For example, you can open it, which is the main clause, by using a knife, or you can open it by cutting the string, or you can open it by tearing open the end, or you can open it by removing the wrapping paper. These are called adjuncts because the sentence can be considered complete without it. Also, by can be used to express means of transportation or communication by using nouns. For example, she went there by airplane, or she went there by train, and also the message was sent by mail, or the message was sent by fax. Other examples include Pat turned off the tape recorder by pushing the stop button. Mary goes to work by bus. I paid for my tickets by credit card, and also our bags switched by mistake. These are all to express how something is done. Second is how to use with to express how something is done. Similar to by plus gerund, with is also used to express how something is done. Usually, an instrument for doing something or a part of the body is expressed with a prepositional phrase with plus noun or noun phrase. For example, you can open it with a knife, or you can open it with a pair of scissors, or you can open it with a letter opener, or you can open it with your hands. These are noun phrases. And also note that by or with followed with a noun is used to express how something is done. And before, by is used to explain how the means of transportation or communication. Other examples include Andrea stirred her coffee with a spoon, And also I touched her shoulder with my hand. And this rug was made by hand. But in this example, by plus the gerund, which is hand, it refers to the act which is done by a person or a human. In this sentence, this rug was made by a person or a human, not a machine. And then we can use gerunds or it plus infinitives as subjects. The subject of a sentence is usually a noun or pronoun, but sometimes we can also use gerunds as subjects. The sentence form usually follows the pattern gerund plus object or description plus auxiliary verb and adverb plus adjective. The verb is singular because the gerund is also singular. For example, riding horses is fun, or coming to class on time is important. Here we use is because it is singular, and also riding or coming are the subjects. And it plus infinitives are also used as subjects in a sentence, but in this type of sentence, it acts as the subject of the sentence. It acts as the subject of the sentence, where it have the same meaning as the infinitive phrase at the later or the end of the sentence. The pattern usually follows it plus verb plus adverb or adjective plus infinitive and an object or description. For example, it is fun to ride horses, or it is important to come to class on time. Here, it refers to the infinitive to ride, and the second, it is referring to the infinitive to come. Furthermore, it is also correct to use infinitives as the subject of a sentence, but this is a lot less common. For example, to ride horses is fun, which the subject is using infinitive, but this is not common. Next, we have an exercise to complete the sentence by using by with gerunds or it plus infinitives. The first sentence, she dried the dirty dishes blank towel. So to complete sentence, we can use with, so she dried the dirty dishes with a towel. The second, my father was a teacher blank choice, which is why the action was done, choice. So the complete sentence is my father was a teacher by choice. Third sentence, David improved his English blank watch a lot of TV. Here, watch is a verb, so we can use it as a gerund. The complete sentence is David improved his English by watching a lot of TV. Fourth, blank cook rice is easy for my mom. Here, this is the subject and this is a verb, so we will be using it as a gerund as the subject. So cooking rice is easy for my mom. The fifth question is blank is harder blank make money than blank spend money. Here there are two verbs, and also the subject is followed with the verb and the adverb or the adjective. That's why we will be using it plus infinitive, so the complete sentence is it is harder to make money than to spend money. And then the sixth sentence is blank takes a long time blank learn a second language, and here the subject is also referring to this verb, so it will be using it plus infinitives. It takes a long time to learn a second language. That is all for the topic on how to use by and with, how to use gerunds as subjects, and also how to use it plus infinitives. Thank you for your attention.
Hello everyone, my name is Stephania, Getrudis Inaconta Sadipun. You can call me Nia, and in this part, I want to explain about it plus infinitives using for someone and expressing purpose with in order to and for. Let's look at the next slide. The first one, I want to explain about it plus infinitives using for someone. And there are some patterns and examples. There are the pattern for positive sentence and negative sentence. For positive sentence, we got it is plus adjective plus for someone plus infinitive phrase. And for the negative sentence, we got it is plus not plus adjective plus for someone plus infinitive phrase. So the difference between the two pattern is in negative we got not between it is and adjective. For the example, for positive we got they should submit their assignment. It is necessary for them to submit their assignment. It is reverse to this one, it is adjective reverse to necessary, for someone reverse to for them, and infinitive phrase reverse to submit their assignment. Next, you should wash the clothes. It is important for you to wash the clothes. And for the negative sentence we got, we don't have to buy a new television. it is not necessary for us to buy a new television. So we only add not between it is and necessary. Necessary, it refers to adjective. Next, a penguin can walk. It is not impossible for penguin to walk. Next, I have some exercise. So I have 5. We can see here. The first, I can understand our teacher. It is possible for me to understand our teacher. The second, teacher should speak clearly. It is important to teacher to speak clearly. The third, students have to budget their time. It is important for students to budget their time. Next, a dog can swim. It is not impossible for a dog to swim. And the last one, we have to hurry. It is not impossible for us to go slow. Next, I want to explain about expressing purpose with in order to and for. The first, using in order to. So when we use in order to, there is 4 things that we have to look. For example, I went to a bookstore in order to buy a new book. In order to, we use when we have to express in purpose, and then in order to is followed by verb. In this case, the verb is by, and then use because. Next, use because. If we don't want to use in order to, we can use because this and this have the same meaning. And then the last one, frequently omitted, you can just say to without in order. Next, using for, you have to look at these things. Using for when we have to express in purpose and then followed by noun. For example, I went to a bookstore for a new book. I went to a market for a shampoo. I broke my piggy bank for a new toy. Book, shampoo, and new toy is a noun. Next, the term for using in order to and for. The first, don't use both in one sentence. Just choose one. So when you have to use in order to, you don't have to use for. And then when you have to use for, you don't have to use in order to. For example, I went to a bookstore to buy a new book. This is wrong because you use for and then you use in order to. The second, don't add ing after for. I went to a bookstore for buying a new book. Ing is wrong. So I have some exercise. Sam went to hospital to visit his friend. If we use in order to, it becomes Sam went to the hospital in order to visit his friend. The second, Todd went to a library to read some books. If we use for, it becomes Todd went to a library for some books. The third, my mom went to a market to buy chicken. If we use for, it becomes my mom went to a market for a chicken. And the last one, Becky go to cafeteria at her school to get a lollipop. If we use for, and then it becomes Becky go to cafeteria at her school for a lollipop. That's all for me, and thank you.
My name is Maharani SUARI, and I will explain how to use infinitives with to and enough. I will explain how to use to plus infinitives first. The use of the word to implies for a negative meaning or a negative result and can mean more or less than what has the speaker or the thinker expected before. For the formula of this sentence is to plus adjective plus infinitives. For the sentences, the examples is I was too busy to tidy up my own room. As we can see here, I is the subject, was is the auxiliary, to is the word to, busy is the adjective, to tidy up is infinitives, and the last one is the object. And for the another example is that cake is too small to eat. This is the object, this is the auxiliary, this is the word to, this is the adjective, and this is the infinitives. These two sentences has a negative meaning. And now I will explain how to use enough plus infinitives. Now I will explain the use of the word enough first. The word enough is used to express the adequacy of something, and usually enough has a positive meaning. In this sentence, enough is followed by infinitives. Enough follows an adjective and is in front of a noun. But in some cases, enough can follow a noun. There are three formulas for this sentence type. Number 1 is adjective plus enough plus infinitives. For the example, Kina is not tall enough to reach the book on her bookshelf. Kina is the subject, is the auxiliary, this is the word not, this is the adjective, this is the word enough, to reach is the infinitives, the book is the object, and on her bookshelf is complement. For the formula number 2, enough plus noun plus infinitives. The sentence, for example, is I have enough flour to make some cookies. This is the subject, this is the auxiliary, this is the word enough, this is the noun, this is the infinitives, and this is the object. And for the last one that people rarely use is noun plus enough plus infinitives. The sentence as the example is he has cakes enough to share with his friends. This is the subject, this is the auxiliary, cakes is the noun, this is the word enough, to share is the infinitives, and with his friend is the object. And now for the exercise. Complete sentences by choosing from the words in italics. Use to or enough plus an infinitive. Number 1. The answer is too busy to eat. Number 2. The answer is strong enough to bring. Number 3. The answer is large enough to store. Number 4. The answer is too full to hold. And the last one, the answer is too big to enter. And that's all for our presentation for gerund and infinitives. Thank you for watching.